Hello, everybody. I am trying to record the video for Chapter 3 guided project. So let's get started. The very first step is to enable editing, which I already have done that. So now for the data range, we're supposed to create a pie chart object. So for that, first we select A4 through F4 by using the selection pointer and press the control button and select A13 to A14. So what this lets us do is select non-contiguous data. So the control button helps us select non-contiguous data cells. So once I have this, then I'm going to go to recommended charts and look for pie and click OK. So there you go. I have my pie chart ready. Now to this, I'm going to apply a chart style and chart design, chart styles. Look for style number 12. So I can see that start size style 12. So I'm going to apply that. Now, size and position the chart object. So point to the chart object border to display the move pointer. So the moment I hover on the border, I can see that 4 arrowheads pointing away from each other. That's a move pointer. So using that move pointer, I will move to A21 where the top corner aligns with A21. Now point to the bottom right selection handle to display the resize arrow. So the resize arrow would be 2 arrows pointing away from each other and they're in white color. And I will drag it to where I align the bottom with G36. There you go. Now change the chart type and select 3D pie and hit OK. So when I hover, I can see what they are. So I want to select 3D pie and hit OK. So we've changed the chart type. Now format pie chart elements. Double click the pie to open its format data. So here I can see the format options. Click the Atlanta slice. So at this point, I can see all of the slices are selected. So I want to click again to make sure only Atlanta is selected. So you can see that the Atlanta, the pink is Boston, and so on and so forth. So otherwise, you can hover on it to see what it points to. So this piece says it's Atlanta for the series of golf. All right, so with that selected, I'm going to go to the series option and look for series option and look for the point explosion. And right now it is at 0%. We want to make it to 10%. What it actually does, as I'm clicking increasing, I want you to pay attention to the slice on the pie itself. It's moving away from the pie, as in we're trying to emphasize that particular pie. So giving at 10%, it's kind of making it come out of the chart. So now close the task pane, click the chart object border to deselect. So right now the slice is not selected anymore. Once I click out of that, and then I'm going to close the pane. Next, add and format chart elements. So click chart elements in the top right corner. So that when I hover, that says chart elements, that's chart styles, chart filters. So I want to click on chart elements and then select data labels and more options. And mine is Microsoft 2016, Office 2016. So mine is a little different. I may have to go to more options and then I'll launch the pane and then we can do all that we need to do. So under label options, select the percentage, deselect the value. And while now, as you can see, all of these data elements are selected. So when I hit Control B, it'll make all of these bold. And then I can also increase the font size to 12. So check, check, check. I made them bold. And also I changed the font to 12. Somehow it's small, so it won't let me do that. Let me do that. Okay. Then I'll click outside the chart to deselect everything. I will change, close the pane. Click the chart object border to select it. Now only this is selected. There's a difference between the way I'm selecting this versus this. So I want to make sure nothing else except the chart border is selected. And then I will go to design, or I think in the format, I'm going into the shape outline and purple accent for darker 50%. That's the color. Click the shape outline and then choose weight. And then instead of a 3/4 point, make it a 1 point. And that's it. Click on a worksheet cell, so that deselects your chart. So pretty much we're done with this particular pie chart. Now create a line chart sheet. So we're creating a new sheet. So for that, we need this table. Select the sheet tab, select A4 through E7. While I'm holding the shift button, I'll just click on E7. So as soon as I make my selection, I have the quick analysis. And in here, okay, mine doesn't show line, so I'll go to insert and I'll look for line. And then I'm just gonna insert a simple line. And then while this is selected, I'm going to go to move chart and then a new sheet. Call it promo departments. I'll remove any spaces that I don't need. Okay, there you go. Promo departments is created in a new sheet. Now to this, we apply a layout. So the quick layout button, select layout 5. Is that layout 5? Yep. Now we change the chart type to add line with markers. And then hit OK. And then we can see we all have included the data points to show as well. So now we change the chart elements in the line chart. So while I have the chart title placeholder, that's a placeholder that is generated by default by Excel anytime you create a chart. Now we want to change that to our name, which is Special Promotion Departments, and insert that in the formula bar and hit enter. And we're going to do the same thing. We have the vertical axis. We will select that. And then in the formula bar, we insert the value. So you want to make sure this is selected when you're doing this. So make sure you're inserting in the appropriate place. Click the chart elements drop down arrow, format tab. So I'm going to go to the format tab of the chart tools. And then here, I'm going to choose the series apparel. There. So there's many different ways to do that. Pretty much they all do the same thing. So, and then now while I have that series apparel, I'm going to do format selection. So I have my format task pane launched. So in here, if I hover on this, that's fill and line, that's effects, and that's series option. So I'm supposed to click on fill and line, and then under that, I'm going to click marker to see the marker options, and then I launch the marker options, and choose built-in and set the size to 10. So choose built-in, set the size from 5 to 10. Series options triangle at the top, change to baseball. So pretty much I think we're doing the same thing to all of these. Built-in and 10. And then basketball and 10. Apply to basketball. All right, so once we're done, we can close out the task pane. So with that done, I'm going to click outside the chart and go to the Atlanta Revenue tab. So now we're going to see how to do a sparkle line. Right click the F column heading and choose insert. So when I do that, with that pointer, a down arrow, black down arrow selects the whole column. When I right click, it'll give me the options to insert, delete, etc. So I'm going to insert a new row that'll insert a new column on the left. Select B5 to E18. So that would be all the dollar amounts. And then in the quick analysis, we'll go to spark lines and then do a simple line spark line. And or there's a different way to do it. You could go to insert and go to line. In the spark lines tab, go to line, and then it'll ask you for a location range. You can type F18 to F5 to F18 and then hit OK, and it'll do the same thing. So choice. Click the format button. So while this is still selected, you want to click on the design or the home button. So in the home button, I want to go to format and look for row height. In the previous lesson, we've seen two different ways of changing the row height. We're seeing another different way here. And while it is selected, format, cell width, if I can find it, column width is set to 35. So it increased the column width of this particular column to 35. Select the markers. I'm going to select the markers that will show all the data points. And I can change the sparkline color to black extra. Select A1. Next, change the page orientation to landscape. So it'll be in page layout. I go to orientation, landscape, and that should be it. Save and close. I'll go back here and I'll upload my file. That's the one. So I want to make sure the timestamp is correct. So it's September 6th, 1:10 p.m. September 6th, 1:11 p.m. So that's about the right file I'm supposed to upload. Open. Hit the file. That's my score. I hope it helps you guys.